Hi, hello. In today's session, we will be learning about the general ledger accounting configurations in SAP Simple Finance HANA or SAP S4 HANA Finance. So, in the last class, we have learned about the financial accounting configurations. Now, we will be learning about the general ledger configurations. So, with few enhancements compared to your ECC version. So let us go with the versions. So first we will be learning what uh, we will do here. So first in financial accounting settings, general ledger accounting settings, we would be learning about the master data configurations. Here the master data configurations tells you all about your general ledger accounts. So which is nothing but GL accounts. So here first we will be learning about chart of accounts. Let us learn about the chart of accounts. So in SAP, chart of accounts is your independent activity. So basically we call chart of accounts board is an independent activity. So which is not defined or which is not dependent on any chart of on any code. Like if you see when we were configuring the field status variant or when we were configuring the other posting period variant and all. So first we need to create and assign it to the company code. But here in chart of accounts, it's an independent activity which is defined at the client level. So it is not at the company code level. First, we are going to create it at the chart of accounts client level. It's not only the create, we can also, we have an edit option also. So basically we call it as COA shortcut. So it is a configuration in FI which consists of all the ledger accounts, nothing but your general ledger, what we can say. So general ledger accounts So general ledger accounts in a chronological order. So basically we call it, it is in, basically it would be in your chronological order. So nothing but your sequential order. And it is also defined with four character alphanumeric key and has to be and assigned to be company code. Okay. So here we have technical information like, so we should also update the technical information like your name, length, language, on which language, in which language you are maintaining, etc. So now let's see one by one. So here we basically have, there are three types of chart of accounts. So let's see what are they. Chart of accounts. So first is your operative chart of accounts. So purpose of this operative chart of account is to record your daily transactions. So to record your daily transactions, we maintain operative chart of accounts. Next comes your group chart of accounts. So group chart of account is for consolidation purpose. So we maintain this group chart of accounts for the consolidation purpose. Then comes your country chart of accounts, which is defined only for your income tax purpose. So for different countries, there is different tax laws, right? So for the income tax purpose, you define the country chart of account. So as if now we go with only three types of, one type of chart of account mainly, which is used in a day-to-day life, is your operative chart of accounts. So basically you create and assign your operative chart of accounts. Okay. Now, so let us go with one by one concept. Now here length. So let's talk about the length. So let's talk about the length. So length, what do you mean by length? Length here means length of a GL account. Length of a GL account. So what can be a length of your GL account? So minimum is 3 and maximum is 9 digits. For example, let's say, let us go for example, so minimum 3 digits. If you see 0002999, like that, maximum 9. So now that means you can go with, as 000 doesn't have any value, so I'll be going with 1. So maximum 9. So this is the maximum 9 digits. So usually we follow either 1, either 4 or 6, the maximum what we follow. So that means, for example, if you are defining your ledgers, so you have to give a maximum length of 6 digits as a number, unique number to that particular ledger account, or whatever is specified here. So as I said, in general practice, we either go for 6 or 7. So 3 digits we never opted because So let's see now. Now let us view the same thing in your software application. So here we are. So let us view the T codes on the screen. SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, master data, GL accounts, preparation, then you have edit chart of accounts list. General ledger accounting, master data, GL accounts, preparations, then we have edit chart of accounts list. And the transaction code for the same is OB13. So let's click on IMG activity. Now click on new entries. So we can see here chart of accounts code. So here any 4-character alphanumeric can be given. The description for the same, whether it's an operative chart of accounts, country chart of accounts, or group chart of accounts. As I said, we mostly work with operative chart of accounts. So here whatever code we give, so we give it as an operative chart of account code. Then the language and the length of GL account number. So let us give our chart of accounts code as the same code. Then here I'm writing an abbreviation as that. Operative chart of accounts for your company. Let's say brand new company. And the maintenance language will be going for English. Now here the length of GL account number. So here we would give the length of GL account number as 6. So that means it will be mentioned, this particular length of GL account number and all will be mentioned in the BBP itself. That is a business blueprint which is given by the business to the implementation partner. So in the BBP, we have to, or it has to be mentioned that what is the length of the GL account number going to maintain. And once it is maintained, it cannot be changed later. So nothing but once the account group segregation or account group configuration is done, there are no chances to edit it. And so here I have given a 6 as a length of GL account number. Now controlling integration, automatically here the manual creation of cost elements will be there, because when we maintain the FI and CO controlling integration, we go for manual creation. So that is what we create manually, the cost elements. So we will be seeing what is cost element and all in the CO concepts. But here the integration part, we would mention it as manual creation of cost elements. So as we are not maintaining any consolidation data here, we are not going to maintain any group chart of accounts code. Enter. Save the data. So we have saved this successfully the data. So the group, the consolidated chart of accounts has been created. Enter, save the request. Now let us go back. Now the next concept is that we need to assign this chart of account, operative chart of accounts created to your company code. So assign chart of accounts to the company code. So here you maintain it, and the transaction code for the same is OB62. Click on IMG activity. Click on position. So give your company code. So we have defined our company code, enter. Now here if you see, there are two options. One is chart of accounts, which is usually called it as an operative chart of accounts, and the next is CTY, which is nothing but country chart of accounts. So as we are doing for the day-to-day transactions, we will just update here the chart of accounts. Enter. So we have created it as 8888, right? So select your chart of accounts, enter, save. Enter. Now the next configuration, what we are going to do is account group configuration. So let's see what is account group configurations. So here account group is nothing but you have to maintain the individual account groups. So let us maintain the account group. So what is your account group? Account group here says all about your for example, balance sheet related items. So let's see what are the balance sheet related accounts. So balance sheet related accounts. So first of all, let us see what are the financial statements of a company. So financial reports of an organization or of an enterprise. So let's say so there are two main financial reports. That is, one is balance sheet. And the next one is your profit and loss statement. Right. So these are the main two accounts, right? Now what you do is, so if it is a balance sheet related balance sheet, so what are the two accounts which are related to balance sheet? So nothing but we maintain liabilities and assets. Like that, when you come talk about profit and loss, it is your expenses and incomes. So these are the four main categories of your accounts. Nothing but your liabilities and assets. So total accounting or total accounts is a circle of this. So it revolves under these four accounts itself. Further, the liabilities are, when I'm talking about the organizational structure, or based on the MNCs or large organizations I'm talking. So here liabilities, again it is further categorized into current liabilities, because as per the schedule of the income tax law, we have to maintain a balance sheet and profit and loss, as well as the cash flow statements of an organizations as per the part 3 or schedule 3 of the Companies Act 2013, right, or 2019. So if it is that is, then here the liabilities are categorized into current liabilities and long-term liabilities. So many more segregations also are there. I'm just giving you overview of it. Then again, when you talk about assets, it is again your current assets. So current asset says you which can be liquefied or which can be liquefied within 1 year itself. And you have current assets and you have another assets called fixed assets. Like that, when you talk about incomes, we do have operative income and non-operative income. Then expenses, we do have direct expenses, indirect expenses. Right? But here in the training session, we will be merging all the liabilities, all the assets, and all incomes, all expenses into one group. Okay. So what we will do is, now here you define the length of your GL account number. So here you maintain the length of the GL account number. So if you see in the last chart of accounts configuration, we maintained it as 6. Is it not? So we said it is 6 as our GL account number. So now what you do is, liabilities, I will configure it as, or I will say, it starts with 1000000 and I can create till 1999999. That means all my liabilities are created in this account group. and this number should not be overlapping. So from here, whenever you create your general ledger accounts in the front end, whenever we create a liability, so a number will be assigned to this, a number has to be given for this liability. And every liability has a unique number. So from where this number? It is from the account group segregation. Like that, when you go for assets, so let's say I would say from this to this is the number range. Like that, when we talk about incomes, it is 300,000,000 to 399,999. Like that, when you go for expenses, 400,000,000 to 499,999. Right? So these are the different segregations what we have done, and based on this segregations itself we are going to work on. Correct? Now, the same account configuration or account group configuration we will be now doing in the application. So define account group, SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting global settings, financial accounting global settings, general ledger accounting, master data, GL accounts, preparations. Then we have define account group. And the transaction code for the same is OBD4. So define account group. New entries. So it is dependent on your chart of accounts. So account group configuration is all dependent on the chart of accounts. So first it would ask for your chart of accounts code. So update the chart of accounts code which we have configured. Then the account group. So here the shortcut, it is a liability. So what we would do is, so let's say this is all okay. Liabilities, and here we maintain it as liabilities. Or let's say liabilities for your company code. And that is So we define the liabilities as 1000000 to 19999. Like that, again the assets. So it is assets, and here I am telling assets for my company code, and all my assets will be defining from this number till this number. Then chart of accounts, incomes, so let's say incomes, and it is our company code related. So 880 is our company code. So all my incomes will be configured from here to here. Then expenses. So all my expenses, right? Now here your expenses would start with 4000000 to 49999, right? Enter. Now these numbers are not either overlapping, and still once you configure here the account group, so there's no chance that you can edit it. So while configuring itself, we need to be very sure to maintain these account groups. Okay. Enter. Save. Saving the request. Go back. Now let's talk about retained earnings account, which is a very important, also the concept, important concept. So let's talk about retained earnings. So what exactly is retained earnings? So let's see first what exactly is retained earnings. So retained earnings is an account which is configured to transfer your balances from one financial year to another financial year, or from one month to another month, so retained earnings account. So what is this? Why is this we configure? So it is an account which is used to transfer the balances So basically to transfer the balances, or you can say transfer the profit or loss to the balance sheet. So this is an account which is created to transfer the profit or loss to your balance sheet. So if it is profit, it will be added to the capital in the balance sheet. If it is loss, it will be given as a minus symbol to your, or deducted from your capital in the balance sheet. So here we maintain a variant. So it can be X or Y, any variant can be maintained. So once you create a proper retained earnings account in the front end, then you maintain that particular account here in the configuration. But as if now you predefine it, and let's say that the first account which we are going to configure in the liabilities would be your retained earnings. So putting that as a basis, we give first liability account number as for retained earnings. So for a company, there can be different type of more than one profit and loss statements, because for each company code we maintain different profit and loss statement, right? So based on this, we can define a number of variants for this particular retained earnings configurations. So define retained earnings account, SPRO, SAP reference IMG, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, master data, GL accounts, preparations. Then we have defined retained earnings account. And the T code for the same is OB53. So click on IMG activity. And one more thing, retained earnings is always dependent on your chart of accounts. So here you're going to give your chart of accounts code. So we have created our chart of accounts. So give the chart of accounts, enter. So here we can see the transaction says balance carried forward. So whatever profit or loss, it will be carried forward through this account to your balance sheet. So here we maintain it as an X as a statement variant. And as I said, assuming the first GL account to be created as a retained earnings account. So here we maintain that account. So it would give us a warning message here because we have not yet configured this account in our chart of accounts. No problem. Hit enter and save it, and keep remember, when you create this GL account, you have, when you initiate of creating the general ledger accounts, then you're going to create first account or a first liability with this number and assign a returned account name to that particular number. So as if now I'm creating only one profit and loss statement. So I have created only one account. Enter, save. Now, apart from this, in the SAP Simple Finance HANA, what are the additional activities which we can configure is all these fields, but we will not be doing that now. But now, GL account creation and processing. So here, if you are creating GL accounts with reference, then here we are going to execute it and maintain the data over here. So create GL accounts with reference. So if you're maintaining your here, you have to maintain your target company code and reference company code, so that your GL accounts can be created based on your reference company code. So the same parameters or the same fields will be displayed in your front end screen. So as if now I'm not maintaining any reference company code, so I want to create it from the basic. Then data transfer workbench, nothing but your legacy system. So how are you uploading bulk data to SAP? So this is one of the concept where we can upload vendor data or your GL data through a project creation or through importing a particular project. We can upload it. That we will be learning when we are learning about the LSMW concept. But as of now, we will be learning here with the creation concept itself. Now, if you want to change any GL accounts and collectively, So basically here the GL accounts can be configured based on your chart of accounts data, based on your company code data, and based on central level. So if you want to change total GL accounts, all the GL accounts collectively via your chart of accounts, then you can get in here and change it. If you want to change it via company code level, then here we would go at first, let us check it, change chart of accounts data. Suppose via your chart of accounts, your data you're going to maintain. So again, you can see you have got a caution message. That means we are not authorized to change the details, the table entries, standard. Then, yes, if you're going to maintain edit GL account individual processing, this is how we are going to create it. So if you want to create a particular ledger account centrally, which is the combination of your chart of accounts as well as company code, then you go with the general ledger account centrally. So if you hit on IMG activity, we can see. So the same screen, we even have it in the front end screen also. In the front end also we can create it, nothing but user creates from the SAP easy access menu, and here the consultant can go with the IMG screen itself. So when you talk about chart of accounts, if you hit an IMG activity and view it, we can view only 3 fields or the 3 segments. But when you talk about chart of accounts central level, we can view all the 6 fields or all the fields or all the segments available. So here, this is the difference between your company code data as well as chart of accounts data compared to your GL account centrally. So usually you have to create it account centrally. So what are the alternative methods which can be created is copying the GL account. So we can copy GL accounts through chart of accounts and company code. So basically when you want to create with reference or with the same purpose ledger creations, then we can go with the alternative methods. Now let us create FSV. FSV is financial statement versions, where your balance sheets or your profit and loss statements will be created with this FSV. So this was there in the new GL concept also, and the same have been migrated to SAP Simple Finance HANA. So let us create financial statement version, which is nothing but FSV, what we call it as, and the transaction code for the same is OB58. Click on IMG activity. So click on new entries. So your financial statement version, I'm giving as IND 1 because it is our company. Okay, H Indian. So let's see. Indian reporting FSV for your company code, right? Your maintain language would be English, and chart of accounts here, your chart of accounts, enter. Save. So save in the request. So FSV financial statement version have been created. Okay, instead of Indian reporting, let's say balance sheet. So let's say our balance sheet FSV. So say you can also create another for your other type of reporting. For example, I want to create new entries. So I have also updated cost of sales, right? So INCS, let's say. So it is for cost of sales. So this version I'll be maintaining when I'm going for cost of sales accounting for my company. So here also maintain language would be English. Here also the same chart of accounts data have to be migrated. Enter and save. Now go back. Now create cost elements. So this concept is all about your controlling concept where you're going to create cost elements. And to create these cost elements, controlling area is mandatory. So here it would ask you controlling area. If you give the controlling area as your company code, it would get into that. And for example, you're creating a cost element, nothing but your expense. So as we said, our expense starts with this number. Okay. Valid from, let's say, today itself, the date. Now, when you try to click on master data, it would not give because here you have not configured your controlling area configuration. So this will be in SAP Simple Finance HANA. Now, when you go for GL account creation, so we create it based on your cost elements also. So a new tab is given. So where you maintain the cost elements there itself. So separate creation of cost elements is not there now. So we maintain cost elements there itself. So this is about your master data configuration. Now let's talk about business transactions. So here this business transactions. So basically we define document types for enjoy transactions. So we can create or we can post a particular ledger in FB50 or enjoy transactions and some like F-02. So when you talk about the enjoy transactions or the single line item transactions, there we are going to give debit and credit because system will not understand there the 40 and 50. So instead of that, we give 40, debit and credit. But we have another way of posting also where you give it as a 40 and 50 and post it in F-02. So that enjoy transaction configuration. So we will not do that right now. Then we'll go with the document splitting procedure, which is a part of your new GL concept and a very important characteristics. So basically here, let's talk about your document splitting procedure in the next session. Thank you.